Welcome to The Sound, KQAL FM's weekly behind-the-scenes look at Midwestern-made music. From writing and recording to distribution and promotion, The Sound is your source for new releases and exclusive interviews from Midwestern artists. Support for The Sound is made possible by a grant from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Rolling.
Tonight on The Sound, we dive deep into the swing classic rock style of Jason Edward with his latest EP, Taking Chances. Originally from Rushford, Jason takes on his new EP with Americana and rock styles. This EP features songs that will flow like a fun-filled float down the Mississippi River. Say that 3 times fast. Whether you're driving down the summer highway with the windows down or dancing the night away on the dance floor, Taking Chances will fit any occasion. I'm Maxwell Ackman, and here's KQAL's Bill Stoneberg with Jason Edward tonight on The Sound.
The fear on her face told me that something went wrong. I gave up on your love, it's killing me deep inside, tearing my heart, ripping it apart. I'm stitching it up with pride, and I can't take anymore. I'm headed for the door. You drive me insane, just bitching and complaining. You don't even know what for, so I give up on love. I've had enough. Day after day, I'm feeling this way. I'm gonna leave you with this thought. On love, you're snarky in me, like the devil in between. The deep blue sea, it's crashing into me. You don't believe. I give up on your love, it's fighting me every day. You hold me back, as a matter of fact. I'm hanging my head in shame, so I give up on love. Day to day, I'm turning away, gonna leave you in your tracks. I give up on love. Give up on. Brought me back home to you, back together here tonight. Jesus, where's the wine? I'm judging you've had enough. We're out of sync, we're out of touch. It's time we call this bluff, so I give up on love. I've had enough. Today is the day I'm walking away, gonna leave you where you're at. On love, I give up on love. I give up on love. I give up on, don't you want me to be proud and true? Don't you want me to be with you? Now you should understand, I've seen this before. I give up on love.
That was Give Up on Love from Taking Chances, and that's the new EP by Jason Edward from right here in Winona. And I have Jason Edward in the studio with me tonight. Jason, how you doing?
Hey, it's great to be here. I'm doing well. It's a nice day out. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me over.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. I really dig the album. I don't think we ever really knew each other in high school, but I think we ran around in the same kind of circles.
Similar circles, right?
So it's pretty cool to I remember I saw you playing at Blooming Grounds when I first got this gig, and talked to you and Nick Lemur, perhaps.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't until halfway through the conversation I was like, oh my God, are you, that was kind of interesting. But anyway, are you from Winona? Are you from Rolling Stone, perhaps?
I grew up in Rushford.
Rushford.
Yep.
I knew it started with an R. So kind of born and raised in the area, right?
Definitely born and raised in the area.
Yeah.
I love this driftless region, and, spent a lot of time coming to Winona and La Crosse and just kind of exploring the area and riding around the back roads, and just kind of fell in love with so many elements of it and the seasons, and it's good to be here.
Cool. Yeah, I love it too. That's why I'm back. I just love this area. Tried to move away a couple times, didn't get too far, and ended up back here.
Same here.
So, well, how did you get started playing in general? Like what got you into music as a young person?
Oh, that's a good question. So, kind of growing up, I remember AM radio in the truck. Is driving around the pickup truck, and kind of that warm, sweet sound that it brought on. And then my mom would kind of spin records on the weekends when she would do cleaning around the house and different chores and things. And she would play all types of Statler Brothers and the Oak Ridge Boys, and Anne Murray, and a variety of things that I just kind of like, not knowing it at the time, these things kind of stuck in your head. And then I, coming up in the late 70s, early 80s, I remember the first time I heard Billy Squier, and just that guitar-driven rock, and I'm like, oh, there's something special here. And it just kind of, the guitar sound is really what became the driver. So when I was 14, me and my friends said, oh, we can start a band.
Right, yeah.
We'll all learn an instrument and, give this a go. And so that kind of started the quest off. And it's been a long, kind of slow burn, as you will. But I was in a number of bands back in the day, the Vortex, and moved on to some North of Texas projects. And then I did a lot of live sound in the area too, kind of just being behind the scenes and supporting bands, and seeing and hearing how other bands put themselves together, and kind of got the performance aspect out there. So I worked with some, Troubleshooter and Shadow Dancer and a number of different bands from the area. A lot of fun.
Yeah. The behind the scenes stuff is underrated, I think. You learn so much by doing that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah. How, the ins and the outs, and how equipment goes together, and why you're having feedback, and all those things that you want to try to understand and avoid.
Right. There's nothing worse than having audio problems, and all the guitar player does is just keep turning his amp up. I don't know, make it louder. That'll be better, right? So, let's get back into the tunes. Let's play another song for people. And I'm here talking to Jason Edward tonight. His latest album is called Taking Chances. It's a 6-song EP. It's available now. He's from right here in the area. So we'll be back with more with Jason in a minute. But here's the second track off the album called Baby. And you're listening to it on the Sound on 89.5 KQAL.
Baby, 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 brand new. Baby, look at me, I'm looking at you. I see you now, and so it's true. Baby, I've fallen for you. Baby, oh baby, baby, just know whatever you do, I'll be calling out for you. From this day forward, this moment in time, there's no denying you will be my mind, you stole my heart. You know that's true. Oh, baby, I've fallen in love with you, baby. Come on, baby. I'm falling really fast, head over heels. And if I describe how it really feels, words keep on chirping in a similar key. The campfires crackling, sunsets I see. The lightning bugs are drifting, floating on a breeze. That's what falling in love is like to me, baby. Oh, baby. Baby, just know what I say is true. Baby, I'm falling hard for you. I hope you agree. Maybe you didn't see the world stop moving right in front of me. Telling you now, you're a gift from above. Baby, I'm falling in love, baby. Come on, baby. And I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. Baby, I'm falling in love with you, baby. Hey there, baby. Talk to me, baby. Come on, baby. Baby, 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 brand new. Baby, look at me, I'm looking at you, baby.
That was Baby, and that is from Jason Edward's newest EP called Taking Chances. And I have Jason Edward in the studio with me tonight. So where did you record this EP? Did you do it yourself or go to a studio? How'd it go down?
It was really kind of a outsourced process to some extent. The drummer was in the Twin Cities, and he recorded those tracks at a studio up there and then sent them over to me, kind of laid down the foundation, and then I just kept building on it. So actually, it was through the pandemic experience, and there was no two people that played together at the same time to create this. So it was kind of layering in all the parts. And I just kind of invited a number of friends over to kind of make things happen. Had Megan Clavin from Megan Clavin Music, and she's a great, talented singer out of Rochester, doing the backing vocals. Denny McGuire playing bass. He's been in town and around the area with Section 8 and a number of other bands. Great bass player, and just kind of having a lot of fun. My brother is actually in on this one as well. He's the other guitar player, and so he's kind of got that nice tremolo, kind of warm sounding guitar in the left channel.
Cool.
A lot of fun, definitely. So,
yeah, I noticed that too on your bio. You talk about the guitars, the left channel guitar and the right channel guitars. So you got them totally separated, kind of like old school stereo recordings.
I kind of wanted to make sure everyone had their space,
right?
And that way it's just kind of fun and. It was a fun project to put together, and it, like many things, takes longer than you expect. Trying to piece it all together yourself a little bit, but I've got a project studio at my place, and it's been my just kind of creative lab.
Right, totally. So did you send out demos to people, and then they laid down their parts, or how did that work? Did you build it from the drums, or how'd that go down long distance?
So I kind of tried to figure out what would the tempo need to be, laid down a click track, and I would do a rough take to that, and then I would start improving my parts on it. Okay. And so guitar, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, vocals, just kind of get, all right, this is the structure, how it's going to be, where the changes are happening at, map that out, and then I would send it off to the drummer, and he would play to the click track.
Okay.
And basically send it back to me, make some adjustments here and there back and forth. And once then I had that as a music bed, I would either come back in and, redo my parts again to kind of continue to improve them,
Right.
but also then invite other players into the process.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, it was really just kind of a layering element to build it up. And it was an experience that, I definitely get the benefit of playing live together, but
Right.
tried to still keep some of that energy in it, even though everyone was laying their parts down separately.
Right. And I know I talked to you a little bit privately, and you said you have a live band ready for this. Is it a lot of the same players, or is it different people? Or?
Some of the same players, definitely. So Megan's going to join us when she can. My brother's going to come over from Madison when he can. And Denny McGuire's in on that group. I've got a different drummer, Craig Johnson. He's playing with the Rutabaga Brothers.
Okay.
And kind of friend from many years ago as well. And so we've always stayed in touch, and we're just kind of having some fun, playing some music together and getting out and enjoying the process.
Cool. Awesome. Do you have any stuff lined up? Any gigs lined up or anything? Or?
Got a few things coming up this summer. Definitely closer to the fall. We're doing like Rolling Stone Days. There's going to be an event after the parade in Rolling Stone in early August. We've got an event over in Rushford, kind of a street dance type of thing as well that will be happening in August. And then we're kind of filling in some other opportunities before and after that as well.
Okay, cool. So busy schedule then, really,
Enough to have, keep it entertaining, but not feel overloaded.
Right. That's the key, because you can get burnout quick, if you're playing every weekend, stuff like that. Well, let's get back into the music. We'll play another song for folks. I'm here talking to Jason Edward tonight. He's got a new EP called Taking Chances. It was just released, and we're playing through it and talking to Jason about it. This next tune is the third track. It's called Tail Lights, and this one I want to get into the lyrics after we let people hear it. I really dig this one a lot. Here it is. This is Tail Lights from Taking Chances from Jason Edward, and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Stuck in the sand, and I was down on one knee when I asked her to take my hand. And I remember that I said, baby, I wanna be your man. And I could see in her eyes the fireflies were turning on, but the fear on her face told me that something went wrong. She ran to my truck, punched a gas, she was gone. She drove it like she stole it all the way from San Antonio. For crying out loud, she's tossing everything she owned. She was driving up 35 with nothing but her taillights on. She's been shaped by struggles, but she don't dwell on regrets. She takes her chances every chance she gets. Then and now, before and after she left, with the pedal to the metal, state through state she drove. The arrow pointed north on the compass, leading her home. Back to the North Star State, oh, it's awfully cold. She drove it like she stole
That was Taillights, and that's from Taking Chances, the latest EP from Jason Edward. And I have Jason in the studio with me tonight. So Taillights, I know I gave you some feedback right away when we were talking about setting up this interview and stuff. That's one of my favorite tracks, and I really dig the lyrics and stuff, and I want to get into that a little bit, but where do you start when you start writing?
I can tell you where this song started.
Yeah?
Totally. It was a moment, and I knew it when it happened that this was going to become a song. I was driving up Highway 61, just south of Red Wing, headed towards Red Wing.
Right.
And past this it wasn't quite a Suburban, but it was this older kind of, that type of a vehicle.
Right.
Barely held together, just kind of it was a sight to see, and kind of packed full of stuff. This guy's just happily driving along.
Right.
The back bumper had a sticker on it that said he drove it like he stole it. So I was just like, oh, that is hilarious. I wrote it down, and I thought about it on the rest of my trip that I was taking that day, and came home and just kind of was like, all right. Drove it like he stole it. It's like, all right, how do we build this into... And so
cool.
I've been thinking a lot about John Hyatt. And John Hyatt has this song about going south. And all these songs are about, traveling south to this better, vacation, whatever, kind of experiences. And I'm like, there's no real songs about coming north.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, there's a challenge to try to weave around. And so I was like, all right, we're going to start in Texas. We're going to come up I-35. We're going to end up in Minnesota.
I love it. And I love that it's like a road song that was inspired while you're on the road, driving.
Totally.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Is that how it usually works for you? Like, does it start with a lyric, or does it sometimes start with a melody, or...
That's a good question. It can vary. So there's another track called Money and Miracles, and that one I had the guitar riff for quite some time, probably a couple months at least. And I liked it a lot. I kept playing it all the time, but I couldn't get any lyrics to fit into it that really just felt like a match to make it happen. And a few years ago, I was out in Maine visiting my brother when he lived out there, and it was Belfast, Maine, a small kind of working class town in the fall, winter time, very touristy during the summer seasons and things. And so just kind of walking around, just looking at this town, looking at the, kind of right there on the water, and just it's lobster fest areas type of thing, right? And just a lot of the folks at work, and just I'm like, oh, there's some blue collar elements coming through. And I was at his house and in the basement playing through my old guitar amp and my guitar that he had.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
He ran up to go grab something, and I'm like, I started playing that riff, and all of a sudden the words just kind of coming to me.
Cool.
And it's like, all right, it's getting out of my normal place, normal routine, getting into some other inspirations, kind of brought it together. And yeah, very happy with the message behind that song for sure.
Yeah. So sometimes it just comes like that, huh?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes you got to work at it a while, and every step's a battle. But other times it just kind of presents itself.
Right.
That's a nice gift when it happens.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. How do you think that happened? Do you think it was just being in a different place and playing that riff in a different place with like your old gear, or, what does it usually take to inspire you lyrically? I mean, I know we've heard two stories already, but is that how it always goes? You see something, it's like, bam, you get a little phrase or something, or...
Right. Well, the second track, Baby, was inspired. It's very much a song about falling in love at first sight type of thing.
Right.
And it's kind of got a dual meaning. You can listen to it and you kind of get found somebody attractive, and it's like, hey, baby, right? But how that one kind of came about was my oldest child, my son, and his wife had their first child.
Oh, okay.
And it was during the pandemic, and we finally got to go up and see this guy. And it's like, oh, I came home after that experience, and that song just poured out.
Oh, cool.
And it's like, all right, there's some meaning here for me. This feels good. And so that, those, like I said, those are nice gifts. Does not happen all the time.
Right. Oh, I love that. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But the Taillight song, that one took a few weeks of just kind of fine-tuning and kind of weaving around, figuring out what were the elements to bring into it. And I I love having conversations with people because I hear a phrase or something that's said, and I take a note on my phone right away. I'm like, I've got this running list of things people said, and a lot of times I'll note where and who it was and different things. And so I brought a few of those lines in as well to just kind of rough in some elements that kind of gives, in that case, the road song, a path to make it happen.
Right. Yeah. See, there you go again. The brain's always working like that, isn't it? Speaking of how things evolve like that, while you were recording the tunes, did they like grow and evolve more, or were they pretty much set when you started?
So last summer we had been playing a fair amount around the area and kind of fine-tuning it together as a band, and that helped kind of condense things into a certain order. I knew there were going to be certain breaks and processes. This is when the bridge is going to happen. We're going to flip in a solo here and maybe rotate. And so that gave me a foundation to build off of. Taillights really kind of formed that way for how it turned out.
Right.
And that helped. But I will say that there were twists and turns as people took a break from that music and then came back to do the recording. They're like, oh, what was I playing before? And let me just kind of feel that out again. Wow. And so it kind of brought in a new feel to it. And we've been playing those songs again now, and they kind of have evolved in another new feel again.
Cool.
So they seem to have a life of their own, but that was very much a moment in time.
Right.
That was a fun energy to capture.
Oh, cool. Maybe there'd be like a live album or something, somewhere down the road where they're, where they've evolved,
Definitely.
I remember early on in the pandemic, it was probably, I don't remember what year it was at this point, but I remember talking to Charlie Parr about this same issue, about the same thing, about songs, and writing, and he told me, he said, once I feel like the song is complete and completely written, I stop playing it. He goes, for me, they're always evolving. So I thought that was pretty interesting,
Yeah.
So it's always cool to hear different writers' perspective on, how the songs go and how they evolve. Yeah, I know some people have like a very specific, like, this is it, this is the song, and then others are very loose about it. So it's always cool to hear.
Yeah, nice.
Well, let's play some more tunes for people. Let's go ahead and play the next one, You and Me. I am here talking to Jason Edward. He's got a new EP out called Taking Chances, and this next track is from that. It's called You and Me, and you're listening to it on The Sound on 89.5 KQAL.
Call it out loud, call it out proud. You and I together, we'll be dancing on the clouds. Bring you my love, bring you new hope, bring you something special if you really want to know. 1, 2, 3, what's it gonna be? I'm in front of you now, I'm down on one knee. 1, 2, 3, do you want to spend your life with me? Counting every day, I've been watching you, my dear, enjoying every minute that we have here. Can tell that you see how great it's gonna be. I'm counting out the days until you share your vows with me. 1, 2, 3, what's it gonna be? I'm in front of you now, I'm down on one knee. 1, 2, 3, do you wanna spend your life with me? I found someone to love, I found someone who cares, I found someone who understands my state of affairs. We both know that we'll be getting what we see. I love you for falling in love with me. Falling in love with me. I feel I know you oh so well. You can place your trust in me. Starting now, I'll be showing you how. I'll be keeping this flame burning strong between you give you my hand to hold and to keep. I need you to know that I've fallen in deep. Deep in love, it's just you and me. Deep in love, just the way I wanna be with you. Oh, can't you see? So 1, 2, 3, what's it gonna be? I'm in front of you now, I'm down on one knee. 1, 2, 3, do you wanna spend your life with me? I found someone to love, I found someone who cares, I found someone who understands my state of affairs. We both know that we'll be getting what we see. I love you for falling in love with me. Falling in love with me. Thanks for falling for me. Falling in love with me.
That was You and Me, and that is from Taking Chances, which is the latest EP from Jason Edward. And I have Jason in the studio with me tonight. So, throughout the whole thing, there's only 6 tunes, but there's a lot here, I think, especially like stylistically, stuff like that. Some really cool, like the Baby one, to me that felt like I couldn't put my finger on it. I was kind of writing something up this morning. And there's like a swing to it, and almost like it reminds me of doo-wop, but it's not quite the same as that, but it's got something in it like that, And then the last one, the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, has like this classic rock feel. It feels like, when you hear a song, and you've never heard it, but it feels familiar, and you're like, oh yeah, I like this,
Yeah.
So what I'm curious about is like what kind of music you're taking in, what do you listen to, or what inspires you, or maybe even like what's in your player right now? That'd be interesting to find out.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm open to a lot of different types of music. I enjoy a variety of music because I think there's always something to learn from them, or just to find if it resonates, why is it resonating, right? And that's always a fun ride. So I definitely, I came through definitely a rock scene at different points in life, and that has found its way into my soul.
Right.
Definitely have some appreciation for, country today is like, rock used to be in a lot of ways, 70s rock type of thing.
Yep.
And so there's kind of that crossover, what that brings out. And I've been a fan of singer-songwriters as well, and, variety of different instrumentations. And so when Nick Lemmer and I were playing down at the Acoustic, he was playing mandolin with me, and that was a great package. We had a great sound, and we had a lot of fun doing that.
Right.
And so Nick's a great, talented guy, and I appreciate his time, and looking forward to getting him back on a recording in the future again.
Yeah.
But what I've been listening to lately, there's a guy, I've been listening to a fair amount of what's called red dirt music. So this out of the
like
Texas area. Yeah, a lot of those folks, the Turnpike Troubadours, cross Canadian ragweed, or Cody Canada and The Departed is what they've evolved into, and a number of different acts, Reckless Kelly, things like that. And so they kind of have some of that similar vibe and feel of crossover of the country to the rock element.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy named Rob Baird. He grew up, I think, in Memphis, and then now he's based out of Austin, Texas, I believe.
Okay.
And he's somebody that's kind of resonated too. He's kind of off the radar of the mainstream, but he keeps kind of creeping up with every new album he puts out.
Cool.
It's been a fun ride to just kind of watch his process.
Right. I like that you said, when you hear something that resonates with you, you wonder
why is that resonating? You know? And it sounds like you're the type of guy who kind of explores it. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna kind of mine this. You know, there's something here.
Right.
You know?
It gives you a feeling or makes you, goosebumps or something.
Right.
You're just like, why is it calling to me? And,
Ooh, that's good.
You got to chase that a little bit to understand it.
Yep. Totally. That's what it's all about, right? You know, I heard an interview with Dave Grohl where he said, he's like, this whole music thing, I'm just trying to figure it out. He's like, every day, that's all I'm doing is trying to figure this out, And I thought about that. I'm like, he's trying to figure this out. Oh, yeah. Like, what is this thing, And if you lose that, not a lot's going to come out of it.
It brings joy to life.
Right. Totally. Well, let's get back into some tunes here. We're going to go ahead and play Money and Miracles now. This is from the latest EP from Jason Edward, and I'm talking to Jason tonight, so we'll have more from him after this. But here is his tune, Money and Miracles, from Taking Chances, and you're listening to it on The Sound on 89.5 KQAL.
I'm up against the wall. I've had enough of it all. I'm up against the wall without too many regrets. And I don't know what to think. I'm standing here on the brink. I'm up against the wall and I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. Working hard day after day, but the money just slips away. Looking for a miracle, it's praying still okay. Don't give them away. Disagree. If the problem is me, Lord, I hope you can see that there's more that I can be. I think of walking away, afraid of what you would say. I'm up against the wall and I'm getting tired of darkened days. Working hard day after day for a wage I would rather not say. Searching for a little miracle, it's praying still away. Don't give them away. Breaking down, trying to turn it around, and I'm praying it
That was Money and Miracles, and that is from Taking Chances, the latest EP from Jason Edward. And I have Jason in the studio with me tonight. So, Jason, will there be, I know this is available on, I believe, Spotify at least, and Bandcamp, I know for sure,
definitely.
so you can order one. Do you have physical copies? Or
I have physical copies showing up this week.
Awesome. Excellent.
So
cool. So people can order that through, what's the easiest way? Do you have a website or is it Bandcamp?
Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, it's on as well. Kind of the major streaming platforms. It's definitely an option, and you can always come out and see me at a show.
There you go. That's the best way. Oh, how about as far as that goes, do you have other merch too? Anything like koozies or, I was talking to Federales a few weeks ago. They have matchbooks, which I thought was really cool. I was like, well, you don't see that much anymore.
You don't really, no.
So do you have any merch coming?
Yeah,
shirts
got some stickers, working on some other stuff, and we're definitely kind of trying to build up some opportunities to, let fans have some fun with it and take it with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Spread the word.
I love the merch, and that's the thing. That's, it's a good way to support artists, go out to your local shows and see the, local and regional bands and, because I'm guilty of it just like everyone else. I stream stuff all the time, and I know not a lot of money goes to the artist. So it's, buy those shirts, buy the albums, buy the, koozies.
There's a lot of
stickers, matchbooks, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of great talent in the local regional area, and supporting them makes a big difference.
Yeah,
and it, makes us all just feel a little bit better when that creativity can be shared around.
Exactly. The more people like you that are out here playing, the more funner, I guess, the more funner it is when you go out and see live music. There's always some cool people playing. So I think I just made up a word. So what's next for you? Do you have any more recordings in the work? Any new songs, or just playing out live a lot? Or
I've been writing a few more songs and kind of starting to draft out what those might turn into, and kind of working in that aspect, looking to get out and play a number of shows this summer and kind of keep winding that process up. I participate, and I have to give some credit to, as far as the songwriting process, there's a songwriters group out of Rochester that meets up once a month.
Nice.
And I found them a few years ago, and they were really helpful to help me kind of build out the craft of songwriting. And, basically, you show up once a month, everyone brings a song that you play through, share the words of, and get some critique and feedback on. And it really was helpful. That's where a number of these songs went through that process and got improved because of it. And so, great group of folks, and definitely worth checking out if you're in the area and enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Do you still go to that? Or,
I haven't been there in a while, but I very much a fan of the music they're putting out in different groups that they have, and I've been needing to get back, and so it's definitely high on my list.
Yeah. I love stuff like that where people get to share their ideas, and you get help honing your craft. You know, really, which is we're all just trying to figure this out, right?
Exactly.
So,
exactly. And we all get stuck along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Having others go, hey, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? Maybe this is something to consider.
Totally. If people want to come out and see you live this summer, what's the best way to find out about shows?
Facebook, probably. So at Jason Edward Live, Live at the end of that. And that will kind of map out where I'm playing, what's going on, and offer other interesting feedback and tidbits about what's happening in the creative element of songwriting and just kind of having fun in the world today.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I can't wait to see a live show. I think that'll be super fun. Love the album,
thank you.
6 tunes. It's a tight package. I really dig it. Beginning to end, just all good stuff, man. Really. Yeah.
I was hoping it would take you for a ride.
Yeah, exactly. And it does. It totally does. I've been here talking to Jason Edward, and his latest EP is called Taking Chances. It's available anywhere you stream stuff. Go to Bandcamp and throw some cash his way and get the album for yourself. Physical copies will be available soon. So, Jason, thanks so much for being on the show tonight. Love it.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for taking a chance with me and my music.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to go out with the last tune on the the album. It's called Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and that's from Jason Edwards' latest album called Taking Chances, and we've been talking with him tonight, so get out there and go see him somewhere this summer. So, Jason, again, thanks so much, and we will see you out there somewhere live soon.
All right. Rock on.
All right. This is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Grab a drink and listen up. I got a song over here about someone who's going to jail. Last night, Friday night, drinking by the moonlight, thinking about leaving town. This gin mill cowboy's cruising down the highway, decides to turn back around. Deep in thought, he's hitting every bottle shot, stumbling from town to town. Boom goes the dynamite, cops flip on the lights, now the race is on. Whiskey, take a foxtrot. Hammers down, giving it all they got. Yeah, the game is on, and he's really in the mood to play. Crackle on the tire, looking like fire, with the smokestack a mile long. Clutching that stick shift grinder if it don't fit. Braking only slows you down. The black Ford Ranger is chasing down danger, but his gas is almost gone. His redneck mother is looking for cover, and he hopes to be home before dawn. Whiskey, take a foxtrot.
Thanks again to Jason Edward for joining us today on The Sound. To hear more from Jason Edward and find his next performance, check out his social media pages. For more local and regional albums, tune into The Sound every Wednesday night at 6, right here on 89.5 KQAL. I'm Max Ackman, and we've just heard from Jason Edward on The Sound.
Thanks for listening to The Sound. The Sound is produced by KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us online at kqal.org. Theme music for the sound provided by Mike Terrell of Fires of Denmark.